The Nigeria Labour Congress on Tuesday expressed concerns over the lingering cash scarcity in the country. 5 days to the Christmas Day celebration, the Congress said in a statement by its national president, Joe Ajaero, that the situation had serious implications for citizens, insisting that urgent steps must be taken to address it. Bank customers have been groaning over their inability to access cash to meet daily needs, despite assurances from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The banks have continued to ration cash over the counter, and many ATMs are not dispensing cash. However, NLC in the statement warned the federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria that a mass public protest was imminent if nothing was done to address the Naira shortage. And meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, has said the banks need increased capital to support the economy. Cardoso spoke during Nigeria Sustainability Summit 2023 event at Access Bank TAS in Lagos on Tuesday with the theme Crisis Resilience and New Nigerian Economy. The summit, with the European Organization Facilitated for Sustainable Development, aimed to kickstart the shift from a low-value and crisis-prone economy to a high-value, socially inclusive, green and climate-friendly economy through a sustainability-driven corporate sector. Cardoso, who was represented at the summit by the Director, Financial Policy and Regulation of the CBN, Mr. Haruna Mustafa, said to be able to cushion unexpected losses and support the aspiration of the president to build $1 trillion economy that is rooted in sustainable principles warrants that the country need to take a second look at the capitalization of banks. He noted that the banking sector started sustainability banking principles 10 years ago as a voluntary initiative, considering the threat that climate risks posed to the stability of the financial system and also in the interest of long-term sustainability of the industry. He said the regulation was becoming more imperative. And the total domestic debt stock may have risen by 133.95% to 51.96 trillion naira as of the end of 2023. This is based on new revelations by the Director General of the Debt Management Office, Patience Uniha, while speaking to CNBC Africa on the sidelines of the discussions for the establishment of the African Debt Managers Initiative Network, spearheaded by the African Development Institute of the African Development Bank in Abuja. She disclosed that the federal government had raised 7.4 trillion naira as total new domestic borrowing in 2023. As of the end of the December 2022, Nigeria's total domestic debt was 22.21 trillion naira, but this increased significantly by the end of June, 48.32 trillion naira. Defending the jump, the DMO explained that the major addition to the public debt stock was the inclusion of the 22.71 trillion naira securitized by the federal government's Ways and Means advances, which was reflected in domestic borrowings. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited on Tuesday said only appropriate pricing for gas in Nigeria would create the required market for the commodity in the country. NNPCL's Group Chief Executive, Mele Kyari, disclosed this at an event in Abuja, where the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority issued a domestic gas aggregation license to the Gas Aggregation Company of Nigeria. He pointed out that Nigeria had adopted gas as its transition fuel and urged operators to work together to create the required gas infrastructure market that will take the gas in an economy that should be able to pay for it. Kyari also revealed that the oil firm had signed an agreement for a floating gas project in Nigeria. On the license to GACN, the Chief Executive Officer, NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, said in line with Section 153 of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, the authority may, upon approval of an application and payment of prescribed fees, grant and issue a domestic gas aggregation license. Ahmed explained that the license would spur investment in the gas sector and would promote transparency in the industry and describe the gas firm as a catalyst for progress. Now, the transmission company has announced that the Egbin power station has been shut down to allow the Nigeria Gas Company maintain a linking gas pipeline to the power plant. It said this will lead to a reduction of 696 megawatts of electricity on the national power grid. Nigeria's grid delivers between 3,500 megawatts to 4,500 megawatts daily. The notice on its official X handle, the TCN notified the public that as at 11:13 hours of December 18th, 2023, Egbin Power Generation Station was shut down to allow the Nigeria Gas Company to maintain linking gas pipeline supplying gas to Egbin Power Station. According to industry operators on Tuesday, the situation would lead to blackouts in many parts of the country.